All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. This is a Cardano news update live. I'm Peter Bury. If this is your first time here, make sure you give me that thumbs up, click subscribe, notification bell on your way in. It does amazing things for the YouTube algorithm, and I really appreciate you being here as well. It's Monday evening for me here in Australia, but most of you in Europe and the US will just be waking up or having a lunch break right now. So I'm greatly thankful that you're joining me on this episode. We're going to go through quite a few things here. We're going to talk about the stablecoin ecosystem at the moment, some new things coming up from IOG, which is pretty exciting to see what they're doing. Very vague though, so we don't know exactly what's going on. And a couple more things around the Cardano ecosystem as well that's happened over the weekend. This Edinburgh Decentralisation Index and the dramas around that. We can't go a weekend without dramas. We're going to look into some of the governance side of things as well, and what's happening with SanchoNet, and that's pretty exciting to see how that's all going on at the moment. And we also have a couple of updates from a couple of projects that are being tokens launching really soon as well. So we're going to have a look at that, and also the Nami wallet issue as well. So if you haven't heard about this and you are a Nami wallet user, we will go through this so that everyone is aware of it. And if you know anyone else that is using Nami wallet, you've got to be aware of these issues that I think they're still being resolved at the moment. But let's get into these news updates. On your way in, guys, like I said, hit that like button. If the audio is playing up or anything, please let me know as well. I'll try and fix it as soon as possible. But let's go into this very first news update for you guys. So this first one here, I've got this fancy stream layout, is around the stablecoin ecosystem on Cardano. We are still looking really good at the moment for USDM to be launching. From my chats to the team and stuff, the March the 16th is still the goer at the moment. Nothing has changed thus far in regards to the launch of USDM, and we really do need this a fiat-backed stablecoin that is an actual stablecoin. I was looking at the various different IUSD at the moment. This is depegged and is continuously going down at the moment over the long period of time here. Going back to January early this year, we did have almost a peg in 2023, but then ever since then we've slowly lost its peg. It goes up and down, of course, but over the last 3 months, we've seen it below $1 for quite a long time, and that's not a good look for anyone that is trying to trade against IUSD. And the same with JED as well. Like, JED's been going up and down, bouncing around all over the place. We did see like a massive drop on it a little bit earlier. If I go back a little bit, a few more months, I'm trying to find this big drop down that it did have a little while back. I can't seem to find it right now, but JED's been a little bit unstable as well. It's doing a little bit better than IUSD, but still it's not good to trade against something like this. So I really do hope that Mahen bring in USDM and with a decent amount of liquidity to try and help with a lot of these issues, and we can have a nicer trading experience on the Cardano ecosystem. But this new one here, this appeared on my radar on, I think it was on Friday, but this is the XSESCI. I think it's pronounced ESCI if I'm doing that right. But this is the IOG's new initiative. So we did see the W. Sean Ford, CEO, appointed by IOG to this new venture, and David Markley, COO, for the venture as well. And we have now got the brand new website. It's so vague and is cloaked with all sorts of marketing jargon that we don't really know when or what is going to be delivered at what point in time. The rumors are that it may be probably another algorithmic stablecoin, but more capital efficient than JED is. So we're not using so much ADA in the Cardano ecosystem to mint a stablecoin and keep it going. Instead, maybe it's slightly altered along the algorithm. Maybe it's just another completely fiat-backed stablecoin. We don't know. Hopefully we do find out later this year, or sooner, better than later, so that we have another stablecoin in the ecosystem. So fingers crossed we do work out what's happening there. I did try and look into the other social media areas where they may be a little bit more information, but the Twitter threads are essentially what's on the blog post at the moment. And like I said, this is so vague. I just don't know what they're talking about here. And same with LinkedIn, pretty much spouting the same information there. So if you guys know anything about this, about Esky and what's going on there, what they're going to deliver and when they're going to deliver something, it'd be great to know. But at the moment, I've got no idea, and I'm probably as clued up as you guys. Anyway, so USDM, fingers crossed that comes into fruition. No issues there with the launch, I hope. And like I said, JED and these other stable coins at the moment are struggling. Now, the other one that is quite interesting is Mynth. And Mynth, it's actually a Sydney company. So for those that are in Australia and want to learn more about this one here, I believe they're doing presentations at the Blockchain Sydney or Sydney Blockchain meetup. So if you're in the area and you want to meet the Mynth team, you will get a chance. They'll be doing a presentation at some point in time. It hasn't been announced yet, but you will be able to meet the team and learn a little bit more about who's building it and how they're building all these things. I have had some insights in regards to people that are maybe building behind it, the developers and stuff. And it's quite interesting to see where people are going after they work on one project to another. But I won't say anything until that's official. I don't know if I'm allowed to say anything. But check out Mynth if you haven't done so yet. I think it will be a key player in the Cardano ecosystem too. Now, one of the very first things that Mynth did was bridge over USDT from Tron. And that's gone a little bit pear-shaped at the moment because of the announcement from Circle that they're no longer operating on Tron. And I think that may have put a spanner in the works for MyUSD or that being bridged over onto the Cardano ecosystem. I haven't looked too deeply into that one yet either, but it is an interesting play, interesting thing there that to see USDC stop operating on the Tron network. Now, one of the other really interesting things I wanted to point out in regards to USDC and USDM, the comparisons there, is that there's no requirements. There'll be no clawbacks and no freezing of accounts when it comes to USDM. Now, I don't know if anyone else has mentioned this, but that sounds really appealing to anyone that is money laundering or facilitating illegal activities. Because if you're scamming and moving money for not good reasons, it'd be highly beneficial for you to not have your accounts frozen when you're moving those assets around. And I'm just a little worried here that this kind of feature would actually attract more underground activity to Cardano. I know it has a very clean reputation at the moment, but to attract illegal activities, like serious legal activities, countries that have been put on sanctioned lists, for example, and being able to use USDM to move liquidity around. Sure, it's going to look good in terms of TVL and numbers, but it's not attracting the right kind of people. I don't know if anyone's talked about that or mentioned it, but I can see that happening, especially now that Tron has USDC banned, and I know a lot of that activity, that type of activity, has been happening on Tron. So be looking for different ways to move liquidity around, and USDM may be an attractive play there. Anyway, now I'd just like to point out the markets and how they're looking at the moment. So from negative news to positive news, everything is nice and green at the moment. If you're just waking up, if you're enjoying your Monday morning at the moment and you have been looking at the charts, this has been absolutely phenomenal to watch over the weekend, watching these numbers just go up. Cardano itself, here we go, last 7 days up essentially 35%. So that's a massive jump up. Out of the top 10, we're doing quite well at the moment. So hopefully we can see this slowly peak up over USDC, over Lido staked ETH. I don't know why that's even there. And then XRP, then gain back up the ranks here. So I'd love to see that happen. Can it happen? possibly. I'd love to see it. Doge is creeping up. It managed to push AVAX down a little bit, but that's okay. That's okay. The dog has its day. All right, back to the news updates here. I've got a few more things I'd like to get through, and then if you're in the chat, leave a comment, and I will get to that a little bit after. So the next news update here is around this Edinburgh Decentralisation Index. This was a really cool update that we saw on the weekend, and this has been, I think it was about a year and a half or 2 years worth of research from Edinburgh University to find a way to standardize the way that we measure the decentralization of a blockchain. And with all this work, they've come up with all these various different metrics to make it easier to compare what we're looking at. So like the Nakamoto coefficient, sorry. There's always different ways of measuring that, and it hadn't always been clear. And, you know, when chains like Solana say that they're the most decentralized chain, just look at the Nakamoto coefficient, and is it really? Are they making these metrics up? How they're measuring things? Now there's a standard way of actually doing this, and I like this because, one, main thing, Cardano's numbers are astronomically high. We all thought it was around like the 23 or 30 mark for the Nakamoto coefficient, but really, according to this research and this study, it is much, much higher at 58. In comparison to other chains and stuff, wow, it's really, really a stark difference. There's all these other metrics here, which I haven't dug into deeply yet, but I will go into and do a big roundup video to break down what each of these mean. But there's one here about the computing power, the amount of, I think, max power ratio. I thought this one's quite interesting. Max power ratio represents the share of blocks that are produced by the most powerful entity, i.e. the entity that produces the most blocks. So this is like that centralization of stake and stake pool operators within the ecosystem. And it's really good to see this really low in comparison to some of the other chains. I know as it's kind of like a culture thing within the Cardano ecosystem to fight against these big stake pool operators and try and decentralize that stake. And I think that narrative and the conversations around it over the last 2-3 years has really pushed it to the edges here. And you can see over the last year or so, since 2023 onwards, it's even pushed further to the edges. That may be because Binance been moving stake around, IOGs been moving stake around as well. So these big entities that had a lot of ADA in their stake pools have been moving. And it's good to see that this number's reducing and lowering even further. Where we'll be in a few months' time, I don't know, but maybe by 2024 we might see that stake delegation move even further. We've got interesting things such as staking baskets. We've got different ways of gaining delegation now as well, so we're going to see this change, I think, a little bit more. So pretty exciting to see, and overall, this has been quite exciting to see, and I'm finally glad to see this EDI come out. There've been a lot of questions on my YouTube channel about it. When is it? When are we going to see something? So it's good to actually see this all fall into place now. Now, the sad side of this is that when someone posted this on Reddit, so if you didn't know, it was posted all over Reddit, and of course the Cardano community got really excited about it. And of course we all go to Reddit. Of course we're going to like this. It doesn't need a direct link to the Reddit post. People are going to find it and like and comment and debate all about it. I did get a chance to read through some of the comments on this thread. I was going to do a video about it and talk about what people were saying, but it's all been deleted. It's been wiped off the internet. It's been censored by the Reddit mods from the cryptocurrency subreddit, and we can no longer see this. This was the top trending. This is the top highly voted Reddit post on that subreddit, and unfortunately it's been wiped off that subreddit and yeah, completely censored. What can we do about this? Not much really. Was it hate towards Cardano? I like to think not, but I think there is. Who knows? But what they were saying was that if you're going to brigade or encourage people to go to a Reddit post and upvote it for the sake of getting it higher up in the rankings, they're going to ban that kind of stuff. So unfortunately, with the Cardano ecosystem, with the Cardano users, Cardano crypto, Cardano Twitter, we love seeing positive news about Cardano. Of course, we're going to support it, and that was why it was deleted. We get in there, we get excited, we like things, and hey presto, they deleted it, thinking it's like a bot farmed army. That's probably why we get that title of bots as well, because we're so enthusiastic about our community. I did see some people also post about this as well. I know there's a lot of screenshots about this, so you'll be able to see what everyone's talking about. But here, this one is an interesting one. Here we go. Vote manipulation is not allowed on Reddit. And that's what they're citing. That's what they think is happening. But really, like I said, I think it's just really enthusiastic Cardano users coming in and upvoting everything. Very unfortunate to see. We're still going to see a lot of negative talk, a lot of negative news, a lot of putting down of Cardano over the next year. The first narrative was we don't have smart contracts, there's no dApps, there's no liquidity, blah, blah, blah. We're going to see it all again. People are going to keep on talking about it. But, the positive thing is we can say, there's lots of things that we can positively say. Let me just pull up this post here. We still have zero downtime, zero smart contract exploits, climbing DeFi TVL in a bear market, most decentralized, liquid staking, and best community by far. Anytime I go to meetups that are non-Cardano specific, people ask, why on earth are you in Cardano? Like, I just don't understand. Everyone hates it. And I always reiterate, I don't want to put my money, I don't want to put my ADA anywhere where I could wake up tomorrow and it's gone because of a smart contract exploit. That is the number one thing that I do not want ever to happen to any of my liquidity, any of my ADA that I'm putting out there. I want to know that if I'm staking it, it's still there. And if I lose it, it's because I've lost my seed phrase, I had it compromised, and it was my own fault. It's not the whole ecosystem that's been affected because of an exploit. And that's the number one thing why I am so into Cardano as well as the decentralization. But that's what I tell people, and that's what I keep on harping on about. And you see all these other chains, people join and suddenly they say, oh, I got hacked. My smart contract for this project and everything got wiped. Liquidity's been removed. It's just not what you want to see. It's not what you want for a new person, especially coming into crypto and having their life savings wiped. And then people say, oh, why'd you put your life savings into a crypto thing? That's just stupid. Well, this is the future of finance, isn't it? Sorry. Anyway, I ranted on a little bit there. Let's get back to the news updates here. So EDI, unfortunate. Negative talk, unfortunate. Let's concentrate on some of this positive stuff. This here, the Cardano treasury tipped over 1.5 billion ADA. Wow, that is a massive amount of money. And if you convert that into AUD at the moment, what is it? Just over $1? 1.5 billion Aussie dollars. That's a huge amount of money. So a lot of funding there. And I think we're going to see a lot of, I really do hope a higher amount of funding for Catalyst Fund 12. Are we up to 12 now? So that we can see more and more projects get funded and build in this upcoming bull market. So I really can't wait till that happens. I really hope that happens. The other thing around the governance side of things is the constant testing and work that all these operators are doing with SanchoNet. So SanchoNet is the governance layer, the governance blockchain, the governance network for Cardano. And these boys had a great weekend of trying to attack the network to try and see if they could break it. They did everything they could. They had 1 million fake ADA per attack, 9 attacks in total, 42 government actions before the attack. 8,183 after the attack. Result, we failed miserably. Now, I did have a look at what they were trying to play around with. I did pull up the SanchoNet website here, and these are like government actions here. So they were trying to withdraw from the treasury funds to try and manipulate things and break things. And then you can scroll through this. So this is like 8,100 and whatever transactions and what they were trying to do to try and break the system. And it actually broke my browser. I couldn't scroll anymore, and I had issues trying to get out of this. And I thought I was going to lose all of my notes and prep work for this. So thanks, guys, for doing this. It almost broke my computer, but you can see this endless scroll of governance actions that the guys did in their testing. I do hope they can delete that and reset some things, but that goes on for absolutely ever. If you want to see this and see what's been actually happening on the SanchoNet side of things, go to sanchogov.tools. That's this website here. So SanchoGov.tools. So don't write SanchoNet, SanchoGov.tools. And you can see everything here that you need to know about the DREP side of things, the governance side of things. How to use your voting power. You can use your voting power for something. You can register as a DREP as well. I haven't gone through that process yet, registering as a DREP. I have to get my Lace wallet working again. I think I've got a test Lace wallet set up where I've compromised this, the seed phrase, so I've got to do a new one. But here you can register as a DREP. You can, if you're interested, you can register as a single DREP, so one person DREPing and using your ADA for voting, or you can gain that delegation from a lot of different people, become a DREP, and then educate and inform anyone that's delegating to you to what you're voting on and what all these different things are within the Cardano ecosystem. So that way you're using their delegated ADA, I think it's ADA as well, and using that as voting power within the ecosystem so that you're voting on various things that could help with the Cardano ecosystem in general. So this is everything from state pool parameters to SanchoNet governance parameters, catalyst, all sorts of things. So it's going to be a really interesting mechanism, and I'm going to start playing around with this a little bit more and doing some more videos around it. I think it's gotten to the point where it's quite stable, and I know a lot of people have been playing around with this quite a lot at the moment. There's a lot of passionate people and a lot of workshops happening at the moment. So do look up if there's a workshop in your area, check it out, and you might be able to attend one so you get a better understanding and also be able to contribute to what's happening in governance on Cardano. This is the big year for governance in Cardano. So make sure you contribute and join in where you can. This is laying the foundations for all that. But yeah, SanchoGov.tools. Check out the website. You can see what the guys have been up to. The next news story, interoperability. This has been really good to see. And for those that don't know, I love this tweet here. We should steal more of Polkadot for Cardano. And then someone from Polkadot, vice versa, we should steal more Cardano for Polkadot. Now, I've been working with the team from Unifiers, and we don't have the website out yet. We don't have the Twitter account pushing and promoting things yet. But Unifiers is a project Catalyst proposal that went through, got funded. Thank you for everyone that voted for that. But Unifiers is looking at cross-chain collaboration between Polkadot and Cardano. Now, because Polkadot's Cardano is using Substrate, which is a module from Polkadot to build all the side chains and partner chains for Cardano. It's essentially using that Polkadot technology, and Polkadot are actually putting ads out there at the moment touting that Cardano is using it. Don't forget that Polkadot is using Ouroboros and borrow that from Cardano. So, you know, both of these chains are borrowing tech from each other, and Unifiers is looking at ways of how we can collaborate further. So we're looking at how we can learn from each other's governance process. Polkadot is way ahead, and we can learn a lot from OpenGov, which is from the Polkadot side of things, and incorporate that in SanchoNet. So there's a lot of things that we can look at. We're looking at interoperability and how things can be bridged across both the chains, how they are bridging over to different ecosystems, and what we can borrow and also implement on the Cardano side of things as well. And then also the scalability and all these other things around the Cardano ecosystem and Polkadot ecosystem. So whatever we can borrow our ideas and leverage, that's what the Unifiers project is all about, and we will be doing a lot of reports. I am looking at interviewing Polkadot projects now at the moment as well, so I can get an idea of what's happening in the Polkadot ecosystem and maybe connect some people. So there might be some opportunities and projects working on Polkadot that could easily integrate and build something on the Cardano side of things and create that layer of interoperability and cross-chain collaboration. So that's going to be really cool. Interoperability is just one of those really big things that I absolutely loved. I used to work for the Blue Shift team. They did a lot of work with interoperability and connecting to different chains. And, it's one of my things. We really got to break down those barriers of interoperability. We've got to break down those siloed chains that we are all working in and operate on a crypto ecosystem level. So that way we'll open up more liquidity. Anyone that's coming into the ecosystem will just go, hey, I'm into crypto now, and it wouldn't matter what project, what ecosystem, what layers they're working on, or layer one, which one. It's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Cardano. They're just integrating into a really cool dApp, and it's connecting to all of them. That's the scenario I'd like to see. Might take another 10 years, but we'll get there one day. Now, this issue here, I haven't seen myself. I've seen people post up issues with Nami Wallet where they're sending assets from one address and it's ending up to another. And that's really concerning, especially if you're pushing assets over to an exchange and you're trying to cash out, but suddenly it ends up on a smart contract on JPEG Store, and there's no way of getting your ADA out of that smart contract. I've had people send me large amounts of ADA by accident to my personal wallet, and I can send that back. But if you send a large amount of ADA to a smart contract, you ain't seeing that anymore. And unfortunately, this is what's been happening to a few people. And I've seen quite a few more of these reports lately. I think some people are starting to get caught out by this and just voicing it a little bit more. But Smorg, Avatar Nick, and a few other people, team from Wild Tanks, they've been looking into this. And they're trying to find out exactly where this issue has been happening and what's going on. The short of it, if you're using Nami Wallet at the moment, highly recommend that you just use the full addresses at the moment. So if you're sending something, make sure you're sending a full address. Stop using the ADA handles. If you're using ADA handle on one side and you're moving assets and then you switch over to an exchange address and sending there, it may not work right. It may still be sending to an ADA handle or a mismatched ADA handle. And I'll talk about that in a second. So you got some options here. Use full addresses. Double check the full address when you're sending as well to make sure it's sending to the correct place. Use a hardware wallet. So on the hardware wallet, you have to confirm that's going to the right address. I always confirm and check there as well. Or stop using Nami Wallet for a while until this issue gets resolved. I've never had this issue with Eternal, and that's my main wallet that I use with a hardware wallet. So if I'm using Eternal, I always check the transaction on the device as well. You'll see the address on your Ledger or on your Keystone wallet. If you're using one of those, you'd see all the details on that device. So please check. But let me just go through this breakdown here. I've got a breakdown here. Yeah, this Wild Tanks one. So consider the following scenario. Banjo the gamer enters 69, the ADA handle. Whoops, Banjo realizes he has the wrong address. He copies and pastes the Binance address and hits enter fast. Transaction will go through to JPEG Store, V1 contract, and lost forever. So that's the scenario that's happening at the moment. And the Wild Tanks team has been trying to break this down and see where this is going wrong. So my guess, what is happening here, something around the initial successful resolution, then an uber fast copy paste, and then it's going to the wrong place afterwards. Could that be it? Don't know. The other theory here is what Smorg has been trying to work through, and this is probably more likely what's happening at the moment. So if you're sending to a particular ADA handle and the way that it's resolving, or if it's sending, if you're typing like Peter as the ADA handle, and then you type in Pete, and then ends up going to Pete instead of Peter because it's resolving Pete first and then sending there. So that could be a bug, an issue of it as well. And because there are so many ADA handles listed on JPEG Store at the moment, and there's a lot of misspelt ADA handles. Here we go. There are 35,682 ADA handles listed on JPEG Store out of 236,300. That's a lot of ADA handles, guys. Therefore, there's a 15% chance of a random handle, like a misspelled or a truncated one, to resolve to a JPEG Store Plutus script address. So this is what they're likely think it's happening at the moment. Avatar Nick did put in a Git issue here as well. You can read over this and get a little bit more details about what's happening at the moment. But yeah, it's ADA handles are resolving to these JPEG Store contract addresses. Dramas, the issues, all these weird things happening at the moment. All right, next news story here. Like I said, guys, if you can, really appreciate it if you can hit that thumbs up, that subscribe notification bell on your way in while you're watching and listening here. Always helps with the channel. Also, if you want to get to the show notes for any of this, it is already live on the Learn Cardano website. You can get to it at learncardano.io/podcast. It's the latest episode at the moment. I do try and do this all as a blog post because it helps with my prep work and everything else around it. And if you guys want to follow along, you can do as well. So you can read through the notes, read through all the tweets that I've put up, and it kind of helps you with following along with what I'm talking about. Anyway, back to the stream here. So this next news story here I thought was really cool. This was from, I think it was Fund 9 when Daedalus Turbo came out. And I didn't even know that this one existed until Charles pointed out Daedalus Turbo in one of his videos. What are you guys doing here? Is this even possible? We're doing a lot of work on Mithril, blah, blah, blah. And a lot of people gave this project a lot of crap because they didn't think it was possible. They thought Daedalus Turbo was just a marketing fad and would never get off the ground, and it wasn't possible to make Daedalus any faster than it is. It's just a behemoth of a wallet. It's a full node wallet, downloads the entire blockchain onto your computer, takes up a lot of space, takes days to sync. Well, with parallelized Ouroboros Paros, in contrast to Mithril support incremental sync, in this video, a MacBook Air M2 downloads and validates 6 epochs, about 1 month of data, in 40 seconds. Currently waiting for feedback from early reviewers and will release a paper and code soon. This is really good. I did have a look at the video here, and I saw it in the comments as well. Ooh, wow, big deal. You put up a video, it looks fast, but is it really fast? Is it verified? All those things. And I saw a video, a post from Adam Westberg, a very, very respected developer in the Cardano ecosystem, test this one out, and he can confirm that it is a lot faster than the regular Daedalus. Is it 100 times faster? Maybe not, but it is considerably faster. And if anyone is using Daedalus still, I still use it from time to time. I use it as a full node wallet to do submit API transactions. So if I'm doing a mint that I really want to get into, I use it in those type of situations. I can also use my own state pool nodes, but for whatever reason, I use my own Daedalus. Yeah, if anyone wants to have that kind of experience, anyone still wants to use their Daedalus, this might be a really, really good option to have parallelized, I'm not pronouncing that right, validations and downloading of the blockchain. So you're downloading the blockchain in multiple streams and then validating it in multiple streams as well. So it makes it a lot faster as opposed to doing one epoch at a time. So it's that's why it takes so long. So you parallelize it and make it a lot faster. So that'd be really, really good to see. I can't wait to actually get my hands on this and play around with it and see how fast it is. The last time I synced Daedalus from scratch, I think it did take about 2 days. I just left it on overnight and just let it run. And a day and a bit later it finished. So it does take a long time. So to have that sped up, that'd be amazing. And then with Mithril as well, with other options, you can run on your phone. That's really cool. Right, next news story here is a few tokens to watch, and this one here is the LEVVY public sale. There's been a lot of dramas around the LEVVY side of things. The LEVVY platform had a huge emphasis on the society token from the Ape Society. There were penalties for withdrawing the SOC token from the platform. It really did drive up a lot of the value of SOC, but with the launch of LEVVY, it kind of takes away a lot of that value of the SOC token. And I think that's what a lot of people were upset about. But other people that aren't Ape Society holders and aren't getting the airdrops or anything like that will be looking at this to see what it'll be, or what the value of it would be like after the launch and distribution of this token. So people are watching this. So we got a 24-hour sale as well. We got just over 4 million LEVVY, 25% supply. So it's a low cap token as well, which is pretty good. Sale price is a little bit high for me, 2.32 ADA per LEVVY. That's quite high. They're funding. They're trying to pull in a lot of ADA here. So just over 9.3 million ADA. So interesting. I'll be watching this one. I won't be jumping into the sale. I always buy afterwards. If it's higher, that's just the way it is. I don't like getting caught up in this and then getting dumped on. So usually after these token sales, you do see the token price dump, but we'll see how this one goes. Hopefully it does. Maybe I'll get a little bit cheaper. If it doesn't, I miss out. And anyone else that bought in the sale, good luck, good on you. Other interesting aspect here of the token is that there's no private sale or fair distribution. 25% of that, was it 25? Yeah, 25% all going into the sale itself. So we'll see how this one goes, guys. Good luck if you're participating in it. Like I said, I won't be, but I'll be watching from afar. I'll wake up and see how it is. The other one here is with Splash, and this one is going to make a splash, I think, with the decks that they're building, everything that came over from Spectrum Finance. They're rebranding everything, and they're making it just a little bit better by adding in a couple of new things here. Why do they need a brand new token for it? I don't know, because I thought the Spectrum Finance token was for the decks. Apparently it's not. It's for their protocol, cross-chain protocol, and now they're launching another one for the DEX itself. So huge confusion around that. But anyway, it's okay. If you're interested in what Spectrum Finance are doing and then with what Splash protocol are doing, check out these details here. Let me just load this up here. They've got the tokenomics put up here. Public sale 30%, DAO liquidity 15%, voting bootstrapping 10%. So quite a few Splash tokens moving around at the moment. Rewards 3% and liquidity incentives 32%. So it's fairly community orientated from what I can see here. Team only 10%. That's quite low for the team amount and team allocation. You usually see that around the 23-25%. So seeing it that low is probably a good thing. I'll be checking this one out. I don't think there's any more details around when this will be put out, when the sale is going to happen. But hopefully we do see this come into play really soon. I've seen other people, other Cardano developers excited about it and what they're delivering. Lower transaction fees, lower and faster transactions as well. Spectrum Finance, Spectrum DEX, their transactions, their swaps are super fast and a lot cheaper than other DEXs. So be good to see this one come into play. Follow that and improve on it. Next one here. What have I got? I've got more here. Computer's crashed. Don't you love this? Let me try and get this loaded again. Let me hit the refresh. No, it's died on me. That will come back in a moment. Anyway, while that comes back, this does happen from time to time. Oh, there we go. We're back. Just took a little while. So if I can go down a little bit further, where was I? Gotta love these lives. I can't edit this out. Here we go. So I think that was, yeah, that was it. Here we go. Now this update here is a little bit not disappointing, but I guess disappointing. DexHunter have been working on integration of the order book dexes. So this is with Axo and with Genius Yield. I am a Genius Yield ambassador, so I'd love to see the order books support integrated in as soon as possible, because that will really help with Genius Yield. A lot of people are using the dexes that they're used to at the moment. So that's Mynth Swap, Sunday Swap, Spectrum Finance, Wing Riders, so all the OGs in the ecosystem and all those dexes that have been around for a long time. If you've got liquidity there, you're probably going to go there first. But DexHunter opens up those options to all these other dexes, and wherever the liquidity is, DexHunter will find the best swaps for you. Same with ADA markets and Muesli swaps as well. But these DEX aggregators are the gateways for everyone that is new to the Cardano crypto ecosystems, and to ensure that you have Genius Yield and Axo on there as well, just opens up that liquidity, better swaps, better trades, especially with the order book ones where there's no batcher fees as well. You get better trades for the users that have low liquidity in their swaps. So if you're swapping 10 ADA for something else, definitely Genius Yield is the way to go, because you're not paying that 2 ADA fee. So it's really important to have those dexes integrated in. A little bit delayed, totally fine. Guys, do what you need to do to make this happen and get it working right. So looking forward to it. DexHunter, absolutely love the platform. I am a hunt holder. Cornucipias at EthDenver. This is pretty lit. This let me just load this one up so you can see the picture a little bit better here. But this is what their setup looked like. So I don't know how many people got to play this game. I still have not played the racing game. I'm annoyed. I got the other part working. I got the metaverse kind of experience, and I got to explore around. But I had to tune my graphics down so much that it was just a shit experience. I thought I had a good graphics card here. I got a what is it? GeForce RTX 30 something, 30. I don't know what it is. I think I need to upgrade to the 4000 series to be able to actually play anything Cornucopias and with this brand new Unreal Engine. I love what Cornucopias are doing. I just don't like having to spend more money to play the game. I thought I had a good rig here. Obviously not. But looking at the graphics here and looking at the feedback and looking at the type of response that Cornucopias had is really cool. I saw Josh put up a video a little bit earlier today about another crypto YouTuber. Here it is. So this is some YouTuber. I think he's got quite a few. Let me have, how big is he? Yeah, he's big. 146,000 followers. He's putting up shorts where he is mentioning other really good games here, such as, where is it? Cornucopias, come on, where is it? Yeah, Cornucopias, there we go. So when other big YouTubers are starting to pay attention and see what's going on in the Cardano ecosystem with games such as Cornucopias, it's exciting to see. So if you're a holder, I guess you might be pretty excited at the moment. I know Josh is. He's probably not awake yet, but I know Josh. Keep going. Keep going with what you're doing. All right, next news update. I think we're almost at the end of it here. I kind of timed this perfectly for about an hour, but this is cool here. This is actually really cool. So I've been harping on about boosted stake. So if anyone wants to lend out their ADA delegation, not their ADA itself, but the delegation of their ADA to someone else, you can do that. You put that ADA into a smart contract, and the delegation, not the ADA, gets pointed to whatever stake pool that user wants. So if they want to delegate that ADA to an ISPO, they can. If they want to delegate to their own stake pool, they can. If they delegate to their own stake pool, they get a little bit more ADA in what gets minted on the pool, and it's kind of worthwhile. So I've been doing that myself. I've been borrowing a little bit of ADA, delegating to my pool. It's not maxed out at the moment, so I can possibly earn a little bit of extra ADA rewards on top of that being an operator. But here, someone 2 days ago, well, it's probably longer than yeah, it's about 6 days ago, borrowed 1 million ADA from 2 lenders in one transaction. That is a lot of ADA to borrow. So these TVL numbers should be appearing on Fluid tokens. I don't know if it is at the moment, but it should be, because this ADA is being locked in smart contracts and being used up. So these numbers for their borrowed stake are climbing dramatically. It's very low risk. It's using a very simple smart contract. And the best part of it is, compared to other borrowing and lending protocols where the ADA can be used and used in other means like trading, buying NFTs, whatever it is. This can't be. You can only have the ADA delegated somewhere else. So I absolutely love this, and I can see a lot of people are actually loving it as well. Now, if you want to learn more about Fluid tokens, I've done a course. I think I've finished it. This is one of my most complete courses, where I've done a video for every last single piece of this course around Fluid tokens. Everything from how to create a liquidity pool and borrow against an NFT on the platform, or provide an NFT and borrow some other asset, repaying your loan, managing a loan, the collateral, the renting of an NFT, lending an NFT, and making money off that. So different mechanisms and plays on how you can use the Fluid tokens platform. Everything's here. Everything's here. Everything should be here. If I've missed something, just ask a question, let me know. But all the videos are there, all the documentation's there, all the step-by-step processes are there as well. A lot of work's been going into that. So if anyone can provide me some feedback, that'd be great, because I'd love to know what you guys all think about it too. But it's all there. Links in the show notes down for you guys. Next one here. I think I'm almost done. Yeah, I got a couple more here. So this one is from the KWIC universe, the Keyboard Warriors Internet Cafe. And these boys have been working really hard. They've raised a lot of ADA from their NFT sales, and they've just been working diligently to make this happen. So they've pivoted a little bit, and good on you for pivoting. It's always important to pivot so that you know that you're building a product that people actually want. And they are now building the Steam for Web3 gaming. So what does that mean? So Steam is a gaming, not a gaming platform, but a gaming interface that will allow you to explore so many different games within the Web2 space. So whatever has been created out there, creators try and get it listed on Steam so that you get that market reach. If you're playing one of your old games, you use Steam to launch it. And then while you're launching the game, you might be bombarded with all of these other games that are similar to the one that you're playing. So it will spark your interest. It will put you down a path of exploration, and you can play all these other games. You can buy them, purchase them. It creates that economy within the Steam interface. So Keyboard Warrior, I always keep on clicking that. Keyboard Warrior Internet Cafe are doing the same thing within their platform. So they are building their own game and doing their own thing there as well, but they're also building up that game launcher. And if you download the game launcher now, you'll be able to see quite a few games within the platform. I think last time I looked, there were about 9. So there's probably more now. And all these games are in the Cardano ecosystem that are building. So you can try them out. You can play them. And one of the hardest things about all these Web3 games was that each time they do an update, you have to go to their website, you have to download that whole thing again, you have to work out what's going on. The launcher manages all that for you. So it's a really good setup, and I love what the guys have done. But this is a sneak peek into some of their updates in terms of their graphics and the characters that they're building for their KWIC verse itself. So this is their own playable characters within their little ecosystem. They've got the tool heads going on here. If you have a look really closely here, I don't know if you can see that. Let me just zoom in a little bit. Can you see that? That's a Cardano Press Wapu. That's pretty cool. You'll be able to play with a Wapu as well and explore their world. So it's another one of those like metaverse type of things, interactive chats and stuff. But you'll be able to play around with that if you download the game and start playing with it. So check that one out. I haven't checked it out myself yet. I will let you know how I go. But if you do so before I do, please let me know and let me know what you think. Let the KWIC guys know what you think as well. Now, this last one here, this last news story, I think this is later this week. I haven't checked the dates for this. So it's a poker night on the 8th of March. So in 4 days from now, 7 p.m. UTC. 7 p.m. UTC, that's 5 a.m., guys. Come on. Are you serious? You're going to make me wake up at 5 a.m. to play poker? Sure, why not? There's 1,500 ADA worth of prizes. You can see all the projects here. Let me just load it up for you. So you can win possibly any of these NFTs. We've got Mallards, we've got Galactic Cats, Evolutions, Stablecoin ADA coming in there as well. We've got this, the horse one, a Bantu tribe, Cardano Press Wapus. Yes, I'm giving away a Wapu with a bonus 50 ADA that's embedded with it as well. Dodo Coin ADA, ADA Pipos, Mulga Kongs, and Turtle Syndicate. So we've got quite a few there that are doing a part of this giveaway. If you do play poker, I think is it in the Discord server? Yeah, it's in the Discord server. So check this one out. If you are good at it, please jump on in. There's a nice prize pool here. I know Zena from Blue Shift is an absolute poker whiz. I should probably tell her. She'll probably clean up. It's scary playing with her. But anyway, that's all the news updates I've had for you this week for you guys. Let me check the live stream feed, and this is we'll round it up here. So let me go through the live stream chat and see what you guys been talking about, talking behind my back while I'm going through all these news updates. Megatron from New Jersey, hey, how's it going? Despina, hey there from ACT. Good to see other Australians in the live chat and live feed as well. Con, awesome. Thank you for the $5 super chat. That's really, really appreciated. So I absolutely love that. Thank you. Sneck will bring and teach people about ADA. Yeah. These meme coins are bringing people into the Cardano ecosystem. I didn't think it was much, but when you see tweets out there of people saying, hey, I discovered this meme coin. It's called Sneck, and I just worked out how to buy it. And I've seen tweets like that, and there's more and more of those. So I know a lot of people will be brought into the ecosystem with Sneck. Now, what I'd like to see from the Sneck community is an exchange listing. If you guys can pull that off, fantastic. I think that's really what you need to bring in the big time adoption of Sneck. And then once you get that exchange listing, make people stake their Sneck on the Cardano ecosystem. So it makes them withdraw that Sneck and bring it on chain onto Cardano. So that would be ideal, because then it opens up Cardano wallets, Cardano DeFi, all sorts of other things. So if you guys can pull that off, that'd be absolutely amazing. And you probably need funding to do that. So if anyone's listening in and know anyone from the Sneck team, you need to open the doors up for funding to get that exchange listing happening. And then anyone that's a Sneck holder can jump up and down and be extremely excited about it. So I can't wait. Anyway, Paul. Hey, Paul, what's up? Thanks for being here. Thank you for being here. Yep, hit the like. I will be on that live stream at 5 a.m. I'll see you there. Book Trout, it's gatekeepers keeping potential liquidity out of Cardano. Yeah, I agree. It's all those people that are blocking anything positive, anything good about Cardano and hating on it as much as possible so that people don't buy Cardano, so they don't get all that good news. They can't see what's happening in the Cardano ecosystem and just think it's shit. So we know it's not. We need to keep on talking about it. We need to keep on harping on about how good Cardano is, why we like it, and why we're here for the long run. And it's really important too. Bimmer House, but late for GTA is here now. Good to see you. Late for a good morning? Not sure what you're talking about there, Bimmer, but always good to see you here in the live chat. Hey, Nex Rio, sending some love, sending it right back at you as well. Glasfoss, hey Pete, do you think the DAO do you think a DAO become a DREP? Can a DAO become a DREP? That's a really good question. Can multiple people become a DREP? I think I did see something about that. I think it might be possible. So you can have a group, an organization be a DREP. I don't see why not. If you can set up a multi-sig wallet within one of the wallet interfaces, then I don't see why you can't. Be interesting to see. Be interesting to see. I'll find out for you. I'll let you know when I do my DREP video. Con O, I sent 5 million SNEC to Card by accident. He never gave it back. That's brutal. I'm sorry, Con, that happened to you. It does happen to a lot of us. Hopefully, I'm sure you can check, see what they did with that SNEC. They may not have ever seen your message to send it back, but you know, hopefully they're acting in good faith, or maybe they just thought it was a airdrop and you know, just sold it off. I don't know, but sorry to hear that, Con. Donan, good to have you here. Thank you for being a channel member. And while I'm at that, channel members, I haven't checked how that is going at the moment. I will just have a quick look here and see how that is going. I did have 10. That was my peak of channel members. I have lost one. Oh, I'm back at 10. So I was at 11. So that was my peak. So I've got Blockcoin AU joining 12 days ago. So that would have put me up to 12. And now I'm back down to, 10. You can see I don't make a massive amount of memberships, but you know, every little bit counts and it all adds up. So $23 last month from channel membership. So appreciate you guys. That's enough to actually buy me a bag of coffee. So you are literally funding my caffeine addiction. So thank you so much, guys. What else we got here on the live chat? Paul, you're nearly as well. Stay up till the live stream at the push. Yeah, Paul, I will get at least a couple of hours of sleep before the live stream, but yeah, definitely. Don, any USDM updates? Yeah, I did go through the USDM side of things. Nothing has changed. Everything that has been spoken about for USDM a little bit earlier this month, from their audit, what they've done in the changes for that audit, everything is still in place. Everything is still all steam ahead for the 16th of March for their launch. I spoke to some of their team members about liquidity providers, how much liquidity might be coming in on launch. And it's still maybe not a massive amount. They couldn't reveal any of those details. Obviously, there's NDAs and whatnot and everything behind it. But we may not see a massive play at launch. But hopefully we can see some more clarity within regulations by the end of the month, end of March. And with that, people will be able to get a better understanding of how much and what the rules are for these stable coins and how much liquidity can come in. And then we can see if that will change anything. So fingers crossed we do see those regulation updates around the stablecoin side of things. And then we can see more USDM be minted by not just big liquidity players, but also the small retail users as well. I think there may be limitations on how much USDM can be minted. So there may be a minimum amount, but there's no details around that yet, so we don't quite know. Bimhouse, I'm GTA on Twitter. Cool, okay. I'll have to check your Twitter account, but thank you for letting me know. And with that, we are actually on the hour. I timed this incredibly well. 1 hour episode. We've got about a minute and a half left before I need to officially wrap up. But again, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this live stream. I don't do these live streams enough. It's so much easier to do a live stream because I don't need to do the post-production. I don't need to add music. I don't need to do any of that crap. And all I need you guys to do is hit that thumbs up, subscribe, notification bell on your way in, on your way out, whenever you do. And it just helps with the channel and everything else around it. Again, thank you to my channel members as well. You guys absolutely rock. I absolutely love you guys for being there. I will try and post up more content for the channel members too, some private content. I've got a couple of things in the pipeline for that. So really appreciate you guys, and hopefully I can get that stuff out to you as soon as possible. With that, guys, I'm going to end this live stream. I've got to get some sleep before I join Paul's live stream with Farid and Josh as well. That is coming up in 6 hours from now. So check out Paul's channel. He's got it all up and ready, all ready for that live stream. So follow that one and get on there too. With that, guys, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next live stream.